truffle mushroom pasta with fresh bacon and our bread stuffed with olives and capers. You want to learn this? Then join me for the ride. Time for some fresh bacon. This is really simple. 2 ingredients. Pork belly or liempo and sea salt. Yung pork belly, nare-request na natin sa butchers yan. Bacon cut. Alam na nila yan. So, let's start. We just sprinkle sea salt on our pan. So ito, kahit magkakadikit naman siya, okay lang. So very simple. Talagang we want the pork taste that pag sminoke natin, yun lang talaga siya. Yun yung way natin i-preserve siya to smoke it. Sprinkle sea salt on top of it. Huwag masyadong madami kasi it's going to become too salty. And let's bring it to the fireplace and umpisahan na natin mag-smoke. Bacon is smoking. Let's cook something, no? While waiting for our bacon. So we're going to bake bread inside the fireplace. So we'll have some stuffed bread with olives and a little bit of rosemary infused with it. And then we have a mushroom truffle pasta to go with our bread today. So first thing that we're gonna do is we have some water. Can be tepid water or parang room temp on a hot day. And then we have our milk. This will give our bread that nice suppleness and flavor. And then we have instant yeast with sugar so that we will feed the yeast so that it's gonna be nice and bubbly and wait for a few minutes until it starts to bubble. And we're sure that our yeast is alive. So we have a mixture of bread flour and all-purpose flour. We are not going to put everything. We want to leave some for what we call bench flour. Then we have our extra virgin olive oil. We add our bloomed mixture and our salt. So we'll mix it and then we'll start to knead. So, okay, so our bread is looking like a dough. We will put a little bit of bench flour. So just activate the gluten. Anyway, we're going to rest this later for about an hour. So dough is smooth and we're ready to form this into a ball. Put it in an oiled bowl. And then we're going to proof this about 1 hour. We'll wait for it to rise, about double in size, and then I'll show you how to check if it's already good to go. See you in an hour. About after an hour, you just wrap this in cling wrap and I placed it near here. You want a kind of a warm area so that it rises well. And to see if our dough is good, you just put your finger in, and if it doesn't spring back, that's good to go. Bread is good, put some bench flour, and we're ready to punch down the dough. Band it slowly. And we'll chop our ingredients for our stuffing. So we have some olives and capers. The capers, we just leave it whole. The olives, we just cut them into circles like this one. We have some rosemary and we're just gonna get the leaves and we just pull it out the opposite end so we get everything. There you go. That's a hack. And we chop. Put it in our olive oil. Let's start to stuff. Hell yeah. And we're ready to roll. Time to cut it. We've sliced it and we have our all-metal casserole. A little bit of olive oil. No brush, no problem. Using our brush from nature, our rosemary sprigs, we'll put our beautiful bread here and let it rest for about 5 minutes. And then we can finally put this inside our fireplace. After 5 minutes, grew a little bit more, giving it a nice brush of rosemary-infused olive oil. And we're ready to bake. While we're waiting, oyster mushrooms, slice into 2 or 3. Okay, Have a nice portable stove here. All right. Some olive oil, some butter. Pan is hot. And we're gonna start with onions. As early as now, I'm going to put a little bit of salt on the onions so that it sweats better. Onions are nice and wilted. Time for our garlic. For our garlic, we don't even want to let the garlic turn brown. So at this point, we will now add our oyster mushrooms. Yeah. Give it an initial sprinkling of grind some salt there. A little bit of white wine for flavor. Then our cream. Our sauce is looking good. Just for extra richness, I like to put maybe 1/4 of a bar cream cheese. A little bit of pepper. You know what? Since we have extra rosemary from the bread, it's fresh. Let's add it in. You can use tarragon. You can use basil. You can use sage for this type of sauce. A little bit of salt. And then we have truffle oil later that we will add. But I want to add it at the very end, just while we're tossing our pasta into this beautiful sauce. So right now, we'll set this aside first and we'll cook our pasta. And we're ready to boil our pasta. We have boiling water and we're just gonna put a little bit of olive oil and a bit of salt so that our pasta has an initial layer of flavor and our pasta prevents from sticking to one another. So we're using linguine. You can use fettuccine or spaghetti, no problem. Pasta is ready. A little bit before al dente. So I'm gonna take it out. Put my sauce back. And then fish out my pasta. So we'll mix this. A little bit of the pasta water went in here, no problem. There, some more salt. So we have some cheese, just to make it rich. We're using queso de bola. Parmesan is good. And now we taste. I'm happy with it. Truffle oil, when you use it, you always add it last, and if possible, you put it off heat so you don't waste it. You get the aroma and it stays and it remains in your dish. And then we finish it with some beautiful watercress. So this is it. We'll serve it where we cooked it. And, oh, let's cook some bacon to go with the pasta and the bread. So we have some water, because we want to render the natural fat from the bacon, so it's going to fry in its own fat. Water has evaporated. You can see the oils that came from our fresh bacon. And we're just gonna cook this until it's nice and golden in color. And it's not gonna be reddish because it doesn't have preservatives. Just pure bacon goodness. There, perfect. Golden color of the bacon. Let's turn off the heat and get the bacon. We can chop this and add it to the pasta, or, well, we can just eat it alone and just like treat it like a snack or an appetizer. Sounds like a plan. The rest of the bacon, we're gonna have that for breakfast. So at this point, we'll leave it open just to give it a final browning, and we're ready to eat this with the pasta. Okay, finally, our bread is ready. You know what? We used the fireplace today because it's there. We were turning it, really putting 100% TLC on it. But if you don't have a fireplace, your oven will be good, no? 375, 25 to 30 minutes. It actually took longer in the fireplace. But well, hey, we have that smoky, woody, homey flavor. So this is really exciting. The pasta is good. With the watercress, it's gonna give it some of that peppery taste together with the truffle. And you know what? Why don't we cut big pieces of our homemade bacon that we cooked a while ago? Yeah, let's keep it big so that we will really enjoy this. So, this is our dish, truffle mushroom pasta with fresh bacon and our bread stuffed with olives and capers. If you like our recipes, please subscribe to my channel, Chef Gino's Kitchen. No secrets, from my home to your kitchen. As my daughter would say,
Thanks